I have a little brother, and he is at the age where he basically wants to start making money, get into crypto. This is going to be straight to the point. What would I tell my little brother if he wanted to start making money in crypto, and what is the exact process? This is what I did myself personally, and it's been a long and slow process. And you'll just have to stick with me in this video. It's going to be a straight to the point, very transparent video with no overstimulating editing or anything like that. So you'll just have to take the information at face value and at the way that I can process and put it out there, basically. So how would I go about doing this if I started out from the beginning? How would I tell my little brother how he can start out and like to get ahead and not spend years? That's basically what I've been doing. I don't know if it was like 2016, 2017, you know, with nice hash and all of the mining. I've been here since the absolute beginning, even through BitConnect. Like I actually had money in BitConnect all the way back then. So I've been here for a very long time and been making money constantly here now for a pretty long time. It's been pretty much a stable income now for 2 years. Before then it was a little bit more like fluctuating or whatever. And now I'm just extracting money from crypto here pretty much on a monthly basis, and then building warehouses and, you know, investing and building capital in global index funds and real businesses. So crypto is kind of the way that I extract, or the place that I extract money. Getting to the point and the entire process here. It's not a glorious sign up here, you click here, high stimulation, gambling, 100x leverage. It doesn't look like that. It's purely problem solving. That's basically what it is. Sorry, this video is gonna have a few hiccups, and I'm just not gonna edit it because it's kind of like an automatic filter. If you can't watch the video, then you probably won't be making it anyways. So the point here that we need to drive home and to understand this entire process is problem solving. You need to section up the problem in a repeatable way that you can solve every single problem and make every single problem small enough for you to solve it. So if I asked you at the moment, could you make 100k in crypto? Your answer would probably be no, because otherwise you would be making 100k already and you wouldn't be watching this video. And if it was how to make $1 million, then you probably, like, if you already knew how to do that, you wouldn't be spending any time on YouTube at all, probably. So that's kind of how we need to look at this. If you want to make your first 100k, you need to start finding the steps to be making money. You can ask yourself first, like, are you making 1k? Are you making 10k? How much money have you actually made, and what have you done that has made you any money or gotten you closer to that? It sounds kind of boring, but you need to be asking yourself this question, like, for real. Like, sit down, write down on paper, how much money have you made in crypto or on the internet? Because there are many ways to make money on the internet. But how much money have you made? You write that down. And then you write down how you did it. How much time did it take? And then you figure out, okay, let's say it took you 10 hours to make $100. Then you calculate, like, okay, that's sort of like having an hourly rate, but that's kind of what it comes down to. Like, my first year in crypto, I made a lot, not my first year of more success. I made quite a bit of money, but I also worked like pretty much all waking hours. I just worked and worked and worked. I was like thinking, like, I no matter what happens, I just need to make this work. So I was working and working and working, and my hourly rate came out to like a high hourly rate, but at the same time not like mind blowing. So then I worked less hours instead in the coming years, and the hourly rate grew, but the amount that I make stayed roughly the same. So that's kind of how you can think about it. But if you take that, what you wrote down, and if it's a zero, if you made $0 in crypto, then you've kind of already realized, like, what I have done up until now is either enough to make 100K and I just need to repeat it, or it's not enough. You need to be kind of what you have done so far is backtesting, or well, you can backtest your own strategy and then project it and simulate it out into the future. That's sort of what you need to be doing. Take the amount that you have made and simulate it and project it out into the future. Will this turn into 100K within a reasonable amount of time? Check your last month. How much did I make this last month? And then how did I make that money? Is it repeatable? If it's not repeatable, if you didn't make enough money to make the 100K, then you need to start rethinking, okay, can I try something else? And maybe it's different, like, okay, can I try day trading? Can I try, like, I'm doing trend trading. You guys notice I put it out pretty openly and transparent here on the YouTube channel. I do trend trading. So the trend trading is a little bit slow. Like I can have a absolutely amazing week and then a slow week and then a fast week, and some weeks there are 0 trades at all. It just is what it is. But the win rate is high and that's why I stick to that. But anywho, so if you have done a bunch of things and tried a bunch of stuff and written down, like take a piece of paper and write it down. Like I tried this, it generated this amount of money. And then you can think of yourself, if I got 10% better, 50% better, is that reasonable? How much more would I be making? So I can take an example, like if you were doing drop shipping or YouTube automations, like some of the trending topics right now. I am doing YouTube automation as well, for example. I have a full-blown editing studio with multiple employees, and we all doing YouTube automation and all of those things. And we kind of do this projection simulation thing all the time to figure out, is this worth our time? And sorry, gotta drink a little water here. And we gotta be like fully transparent and honest with ourselves. Like it might be looking like I would know exactly what to do every single time. It's just that I'm working hard and constantly trying new things. So if you have an idea, I can share with you some ideas here. I don't want to share my best ideas because with the YouTube automation, because it's generating money. I don't want to put myself out of business. But let's say a thing that works and generates money, but that I don't want to do myself because it's a lot of work. 3D animation simulations put on YouTube Shorts on a YouTube channel, and full-length videos, compiling those into longer hourly videos. That works. That generates money. Then you need to take the amount that you're making and think like, okay, if I make this better, will it do better? Could it do 50% better? And then you need to simulate that out in the future. Will this generate the money that I'm after with the amount of work that I put in? If that doesn't work, you scrap the idea and you move on. And you will have this, like, I don't know the amount of Google Drive folders I have with new ideas that I come up with. I put it in the Google Drive folder and then I make like 10 business ideas and I try them out. Like, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this works, but I hate doing it. Scrap it. Like the amount of times that I've figured out something that works. I'll give you guys an example. Since I'm running stores and stuff like that as well, the amount of items that I have available to myself, like, can I show this? Anywho, there are lights and shit in this room, for example, casting the light behind me or whatever, things that we're selling. I can do like unboxing videos of those items. Like we have over 5,000 different items in our warehouse. And I was doing like item unboxing on all of these, like hundreds of videos. And it started gaining like searchable traffic and also sales through Amazon links. And it was giving more and more money. And it was working, but it was so soul killing. Like it actually, like every time I was, oh shit, I gotta unbox 5 items. And it took like, I had to bring up the items, I had to unbox the items, I had to clean up the items, I had to put back the items, I had to make them look new, I had to put them back. The entire goddamn process was a pain in my ass. And then I'm like, I can employ a guy to do this, but then all of the money we would make would basically go to his salary instead. And then he would have to spend his life or most of the time he's working doing something that's kind of shit. And so a lot of these ideas, like I put in action, I get an idea. This could be a business. This has income. This has a workflow. It's repeatable. I do it. It works. I get some money. I hate it. I scrap it. I move on. And you need to be doing the same process. Write down what works, what doesn't work. Can you repeat it? And it sounds kind of boring, but that's the process that you need to do. And then suddenly you stumble upon some process that where you're like, the amount of reward that you get for the effort that you put in is not always like equal. So normally it's the other way around. You put in 1 hour and you get paid like 0.1 hour because it sucks. And then you're like, if I improve 50% or 100% and I build this up over a year, then I can come to a 1-to-1 ratio here where 1 hour equals 1 hour of pay. And then maybe the next year it's like I put in 1 hour, I get equal of 2 hours of pay. And over time you build up a bigger and bigger income, and then people start wondering like, how are you working 4 hours a day and making this amount of money? But it's also the amount of years that you need to be doing something that you hate over that time is gonna be pretty soul crushing, and you're kind of gonna hate it. So what you need to try things on repeat until you find something where this ratio, your reward to hourly work ratio, is whack. Is way out of whack in a positive way. And it's not going to be that 1 in 10 thing that you can do. It's going to be that 1 in 100. So then you find that 1 in 100 where like I put in 1 hour, and then suddenly after like 3 months of working on it, I put in 1 hour, and sometimes I just get like 10 times the amount of money that I thought I should be making for the work that I put in. And that's the thing you need to lock in, and then just repeat and repeat and repeat again and again. And that is the entire, like the exact process that I've been doing. And now I'm being like, this is just me being fully transparent. If this is not the answer that you wanted, then I'm sorry. This is what the real world looks like. It requires work, dedication, discipline, trying different things, having 100 things that fail. I actually don't think I have failed 100 times yet, but I have like a Google Drive folder where I put all of the new projects that I do. And then I have to archive those folders because there's too many folders to keep track of. I archive those and begin a new folder of projects, archive those, begin a new. And I think I'm like on my 3rd or 4th folder here of business projects. And maybe I'm bad at coming up with ideas, but it is working. I'm making money and the ideas are getting better and better. I'm 29 years old now, so I think kind of like I can see now, like before I try an idea, I can kind of figure out like if it's going to be shit or not. And there's going to be problems that you stumble along this way that only those who really put in the work know. For example, there's a limit to the amount of YouTube channels, accounts and shit that you can have connected to one phone number. So then I've made so many YouTube channels and so many different projects that I've started to like have to ask family members, my girlfriend, like, hey, can you verify my new account here? I'm testing out a new idea. And you know, it's a long process, but it's a real process, and it will give you the results that you're looking for. I think that's if you want to take one thing home from this video, it's that you need to write down and be fully honest with yourself. Like, did you actually make any money? And can you repeat it to make the money that you need? If that doesn't work out, then it's just not going to work out. When you find a process that works, you just like, I'm going to wrap it up with this. This is a good point here. When you find a process that works with your mind, that is repeatable, that gives you the money that you want, your brain will give you unlimited motivation, and you will just get to work, just hammering it on repeat, again and again, and you just push harder and harder. Like, I remember this crypto thing 3 years ago, roughly. That's when I found some of the altcoin type projects, and I kind of found a process in where a new project launched, and I could ride the hype and sell very quickly. And I kind of repeated that for a few times, and it only lasted for like 8 weeks because then people started figuring it out. But since I was before people, like I was constantly testing things. I was in. Sorry, need water again. Yeah, there we go. Since I was just like constantly testing things, I was ahead basically. And so I was there ready, and my mind was just like, this works. This gives you money. You put in the work, you get money. And I was just like, okay, how many of these can I do? Like I see other people doing like they did like one a week or whatever, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do 2 a day. So I like back then I was working my regular job and all of that, and so I went to work, and then I went home and I just did it basically until I went to sleep every single day, and I did that for 60 days, and then I was just like, I can't keep doing this anymore. It's way too much work. But the amount of money that I made, so I made basically 3 years worth of salaries in 60 days. And then I was just like crashing out a little bit after that and slowing down a little bit. Also, the strategy kind of didn't work as well because otherwise, like other people started figuring it out as well. But yeah, that's what I want to wrap it up with. Once you find the thing that works, you will get unlimited motivation. If you don't have the thing that works, you will not have the motivation because your brain is going to be like, this doesn't work, so why should we work hard? Try more things, build shit, and you will find something that works. And when it works, you need to be, trying stuff to find what works. And then when it worked, it will instantly click in your mind. You can kind of trust your mind to take you along for the ride, and it did for me. And it was just in like automatic, unlimited motivation, and just straight at work, just like farming, money is flowing in. It was absolutely crazy. So that's kind of what I'm searching for on repeat, trying out different things, finding something that works. It works for a while, then saturate a market or whatever, moving on. All of the capital that I make from that going into real, more sustainable businesses that I build over time. My end goal here, promise you I'm gonna end the video. My end goal here is to leave the short, intense workflow that this is to get capital in the beginning. My goal is to leave all of this. That is the goal. Like within 1 to 2 years, I'm gonna be out of here, stop existing on the internet. I'm gonna peace out forever and just have the multiple big and solid business foundations basically that do more of a steady stream of money instead of just me having to chase more and more capital to build all of this shit. So I hope this helped. I'd love to see your comments down below, like if you think anything about this, or if you've tried something for yourself. You don't have to share your idea, but kind of if this clicks for you. Other than that, I just wish you guys good luck, and see you guys next time. Peace.